Hey guys, so come along with me and meal prep to get ahead of the storm. I heard the forecast, and this is going to be my first winter storm, or at least my first winter ice storm living in Texas. So I tried to get ahead of it, and I'm trying to prepare as many meals as possible. And I'm going to take you guys along with it. Comment below if you guys want me to do like in-depth kind of recipe. I kind of just eyeball things, so I don't really have a recipe, but everything came out pretty fire, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, I'm just making broccoli here. I always season my roasted vegetables the same: onion powder, garlic powder, salt, olive oil, and then I usually add some white pepper. I didn't show that part here, but yeah, white pepper too. Put that in the oven. Now I'm just making a side of rice. I think I used 3 cups or 2 cups. How many did I? Okay, I did 3 cups. 3 cups of rice. And then, you got to wash your rice, guys. If you're not washing your rice, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be super starchy, uh super sticky, and I don't know, I'm not crazy about it like that, but hey, to each his own. All right, so I'm just putting some water in here. I think I put 3.5 4 I think I put 4 cups of water. And then I also like to add a little bit of to it, so I'm putting some garlic in here and some olive oil just to add some extra flavor, and a little bit of salt. I always taste my water, just to make sure I didn't over salt it. Whenever I cook rice, I always taste some water, taste the water. Now I'm just gonna season my salmon. I got like a whole pack of salmon from Costco. I'm putting some organic. I think this is organic. Pretty sure. Lemon juice on it. Coat that. Make sure all the pieces have a little bit of lemon juice just to give it a little extra oomph. And this is the infamous, I guess, infamous Slap Your Mama seasoning. So good. Make sure you get everywhere. Season it well, guys. Some garlic powder, a little bit of olive oil, and do not add salt. Don't add salt. When I first got this seasoning, the Slap Your Mama, I didn't even read the ingredients. I didn't realize it had salt in it, because I usually get seasoning without salt to avoid that. But that has salt, so don't add any salt to that when you're using that seasoning. Now I'm just coating my cast iron with some garlic and you know and yeah, I just coat it because garlic cooks really fast, and if it starts burning, I like to just be able to take it out because I'm cooking a lot of salmon, so I don't want my garlic to burn. All right, I forgot to season the bottom, so I'm just seasoning it now in the pan. It's perfectly fine as long as the seasoning gets on there at some point. And look at that, beautifully browned. Yes, that's what you want. You need to make sure your cast iron is hot enough before you put your salmon on there to get that beautiful brown crisp. Okay, just putting that off to the side. And I like to make sure my salmon is cooked well enough. So I don't like to overcook it, and I don't like it undercooked. I need to make sure. I pretty much use a thermometer for all my meat. Like, just to be on the safe side, especially chicken. Guys, this is literally so good, like so good. And it was so simple. It was like 3, 4 ingredients. Just adding a little bit more avocado oil to the pan. Make sure you guys use a high heat oil too when you're using a cast iron, because you don't want things to burn, especially when you're like cooking a large amount of food. Seasoning the bottom again. Look at that. Gorgeous. Okay, and so I was just looking at what I had left over in my refrigerator. I had some leftover sweet peppers, so I'm just gonna make a quick side salad to go with this. Since some of the, I feel like I didn't have enough sides, so just in case, I just like to make a quick side salad, just for like, just something extra. Plus the peppers were gonna go bad soon if I didn't use it, so I'm like, let me just use these up. And then so I don't freeze these for my meal prep. I never freeze salads and meal preps because they will come out all soggy. So I just keep the salad in the fridge. I warm up my meal that I take out from the freezer. Usually I'll take it out the night before and then like let it defrost in the refrigerator. And then yeah, I'll have a salad on the side. So I just put some arugula and some of the Bragg seasoning, which is so good. All right, so my rice came out beautiful. I forget how much water I use. I think however many cups of rice you use one extra cup. I think that's how it is. I usually just eyeball it. I've been making rice for so long, but I think you just use one extra cup of water. So if you have 3 cups of rice, you put 4 cups of water. I think that's how it is. So I'm gonna only put salad in a few of these that we're gonna eat immediately, and then I'm gonna leave the rest the bowl in the refrigerator, and then like freeze the rest, and then whenever we want to eat that, we can just add the salad into it. I got my roasted broccoli in one. I didn't have enough broccoli either. So use what you have, guys. I only had one like little bundle of broccoli, so I had to use it before it went bad. Now I'm just seasoning my chicken. And listen, I'm so sick of the debate on whether or not you need to clean your chicken. If you want to clean your chicken, clean your chicken. If you don't, don't. Like I clean my chicken. I grew up cleaning my chicken. I never had any problems. I just sanitize everything. I clean it. Let's all move on. I use some cumin, some garlic powder, some onion powder, some salt. I also like to take off the extra fat. So, whatever fat I can take off, I'm taking off. So, that's another reason why I like cleaning my chicken. But, like I said, to each his own. Just make sure all the seasoning is well incorporated. Put your heat up to medium high. Make sure your pan is coated nicely. And let me tell you something. It took me a little bit to buy this Our Place pan. Like I had been seeing it for maybe 4 years before I like pulled the trigger. I kind of love it. I'm not gonna lie. I really do. All right. And also I want to add, don't cook your chicken all the way on the pan because we're gonna put it in the oven. to cook longer. So you don't want to cook it all the way. I'm just dabbing some of the extra grease and fat. So I've never used this before, so I'm hoping it tastes good. Um, yeah, I got this at Costco, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this tastes. So I'm putting the sauce on, putting some chicken broth on. I mean, sorry, yeah, chicken broth. Just making sure that's well mixed in. Okay, so I'm going to add the smallest piece of Scotch bonnet to this. The smallest piece. And if you get Scotch bonnet, you can use Scotch bonnet or habanero. You might hear my son and my husband in the background. But I like spicy, and I have a feeling this is not spicy. So I'm gonna add the smallest piece of Scotch bonnet to this and just throw it in the oven. Like literally that small. And I'm wearing gloves because maybe like 6 or 7 years ago I was handling the Scotch bonnet and I washed my hands, and the spice was still in my hands, and I touched my eyes, and it was crazy. So every time I handle this, I make sure I wear gloves. I'm gonna cut it in half, and I'm just gonna put it on the sides here. So 1, 2. Gonna wrap it in aluminum foil. And I'm gonna put it in the oven for maybe like a half hour at 400. So I actually ended up having it in there for about 40 minutes. So just letting you know. Okay, so now we're making our steak. I got this steak from Costco too. I got, well, I think it was 6 thin cut. I think they were, dang, were they ribeye? I think they were, no, I forget. Ugh. Anyways, just salt and pepper. That's all I use on my steak. If I'm feeling fancy, I'll use like a little rosemary and butter, but I didn't do that here. Now we're just making our sides. I have some cauliflower. Okay, I'm checking my chicken, the temperature. Make sure your temperature is 165 degrees at least. I usually tend to go over that. Okay, so now we're putting our cauliflower in. Like I said, I roast pretty much all my vegetables the same. Garlic powder, onion powder, salt, white pepper, and olive oil. And I think I'm using avocado oil this time because I think I ran out of olive oil in this video. And I decided last minute that I wanted to make some goodles to go as a side too. I really like this, and it's high in protein too. So, and now it's getting late and I'm tired. I want to go to bed. So, see you tomorrow. All right, it's the next morning and I'm finishing up. So I'm just making another side of spinach. I usually do all my meal preps in one day, just knock it out. But for whatever reason, the day before, I decided to start at 8 p.m. I don't know why. I think with everything going on, I just didn't not. I just wanted to get ahead of it, and I wanted to start at night because I'm just like, listen, I need to prepare for this storm because I need food. I need to make sure we have food in this house because everything's gonna be shut down. So I'm just weighing my steak. I think I'm trying to put at least like around 90 to 100 grams in each of protein. Putting my goodles, my good old goodles. Putting some sweet potato that I roasted. Did I show that part? I don't even know if I showed when I roasted the sweet potato. Oh yeah, I think I did. Sorry. And then my cauliflower. And then some spinach. Like I'm not gonna lie, this took me like I think 2 nights and one morning to do. Like I said, usually I'll do all of this in one shot, but I just had the longest week. I literally got in a car accident like a few days before this, and my car is totaled. So I had just been going through it, and I'm just like, I was just dragging my feet through this whole process. But if you want to meal prep, just take like one day and just cook a bunch of food and just get it out the way. Like, and you'll come home and you'll never, like, it's the best feeling just knowing you have good food in your fridge, or that all you have to do is take it out and pop it in the microwave. It's the best feeling. So if you haven't gotten on meal prep. If you don't have self-control though, you probably shouldn't meal prep, because I know some people meal prep and they'll just go through all the meals. Like, don't do that. All right, and that's my finish. That's what I did for today or that night. I should have counted. I'm not sure how many I made that night. So at this point, it's the storm is coming on Friday and it is Tuesday. So, no, at this point, I think it's Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday at this point. So we got to hurry up. So I'm kind of sweating, but yeah. No, 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 no. At this point, it's Tuesday. It is Tuesday. I'm sorry. So because now I remember Wednesday, I made sure I went ahead and I ordered a deep freezer because I was freaking out, because I was like, oh my goodness, I'm cooking all this food. What if it doesn't last? Like, what am I going to do? So I was like I asked Chat GPT what to do, and they're like, get a deep freezer, um, put a bunch of ice in it, put a bunch of water bottles in it, and yeah, it should, hold your food for longer in case the power goes out. And this box was packed so tightly, like I had to literally disassemble the box like completely just to get this thing. It was crazy. And I'm like, you know what? The smartest thing is to just pull it while it's still in the box instead of trying to figure out how to get it to a slot while it's unboxed. So I got it to its spot, and then I needed backup because it was just too difficult to get out of that part. And that's how it's looking. I'm so excited. I got this off of Amazon. It was the quickest thing that could come. It came in 2 days. I was so excited. I've been wanting a deep freezer for a while, but there was no reason for me to really get it. I just had been just dealing with my small freezer, but this was like what really pushed me to finally get it. And I'm not a good cutter, guys, and also the onions were killing my eyes. So I was cutting so slow and I just kept rubbing my eyes, but I feel like I've tried every method to like not make your eyes water when you're cutting onions, and I feel like nothing works for me. Anyways, I'm making yellow rice now. Just grating some garlic. I just put some avocado oil in the pan. I'm toasting the rice, putting a half cup of onions that I chopped in. I think I used no, I used a cup of onions, chopped onions, or you can just use a half onion. I had a big onion, so I just used a cup. I'm putting some tomato paste and also put the garlic in here too, guys. Some cumin, probably like 2 teaspoons of cumin. I didn't put this on camera, but I also added a little bit of garlic powder and a little bit of onion powder. And now I'm just putting 2 cups of chicken broth and 1 cup of water. You can use all cups of chicken broth if you want, but I only had two, so um All right, I'm just covering it, putting a little hole in it for it to vent out so the rice doesn't get all soggy. I'm making some refried beans from HEB, which was really good. This is the first time I ever got that. It was really good. It had a little kick to it too. And I'm using 2 cans. So I got tamales. We really like their tamales. I've never had the mole ones, and I don't really like mole, but my husband does, so I got it mostly for him, but I was also interested in trying it. And I usually get whatever chicken tamales they have, I get. And the yellow rice came out really, really good, like really good. Let me know if you want the recipe, and I will yeah, just comment recipe in the comments if you want the recipe to anything. Comment recipe and what you're looking for, and I'll try to make sure to put it somewhere below. So I put the refried beans, the yellow rice, and I'm just putting the tamale in each container.
Um, yeah, one of those I'll just take and heat it out. And then I guess, well, I'll take this.
You want a bigger one, or is that enough?
No, that's good.
Because that's the smallest one. Yeah,
Oh,
take this one
okay.
since you didn't eat breakfast.
My husband's so funny. He was smelling the food and he was supposed to go into the office and he was like gonna take his food to the office and he's like, no, I'm gonna eat it here. Like this is smelling too good. Like I can't even wait. All right, and last but not least, we have to make some breakfast. So I'm just gonna make some breakfast sandwiches. It's pretty simple. I'm gonna just make a bacon, egg, and cheese on a croissant, and I'm going to make a sausage, egg, and cheese on a biscuit. And yeah, if you want to stick around for that, stick around. But yeah, they're pretty simple. So I just have my turkey bacon. That's the sausage that I'm using for the sausage, egg, and cheese on the biscuit. It's chicken, but you can use any round sausage. I'm just gonna put it in the microwave just to defrost it a little bit for about a minute. My bacon's done. All right, so putting my eggs in. I seasoned it with just salt and white pepper. I always use white pepper for my eggs. I don't like the pepper to like overpower the eggs if I do use pepper. Eggs are done. All right, so I got like pack of croissants from HEB. I like their croissants for like store brand croissants. They're pretty good. I feel like I'm like a HEB like HEB needs to sponsor me because pretty much like most of the stuff here is either HEB or Costco. All right, so I got my bacon, my egg and cheese, and then I'm just gonna wrap that up. And then when we're ready, we'll just pop it in the oven. So you might be wondering, like, what if, um, our electricity goes out? Which I really hope not. They said that, whatever the power grid is much stronger. so it shouldn't go out. But so basically I already showed you guys what I did with the deep freezer. I'm just like packing a bunch of ice and everything in there. We also have a backup generator, and we're also going to, if we need to, reheat food on our charcoal grill. So we're just gonna, like, if for instance the bacon, egg, and cheese, just put it on top of the charcoal grill, put the cover on. There you go. It's heated up. For our meals that we have, put it on a pan, put it in a cast iron pan, or put it on like a ceramic pan, like a Dutch oven pan, and like just cooking on the charcoal grill. Like all you just need a heat source, and I can't use my stove because it's electric. So if we need to warm something up, we're just gonna use our charcoal grill and keep it moving. So in total, I ended up making about six bacon, egg, and cheeses on a croissant, and six sausage, egg, and cheeses on a biscuit. So I had 12 sandwiches in total. Okay, so now I'm about to start making the sausage, egg, and cheeses. I'm using the Annie's biscuits. They're like my favorite. I like them better than Pillsbury. I'm sorry. But you can use whatever biscuit you want. If you want to make biscuits from scratch, to each his own, you can do that too. Oh, so I was just grating some cheese. I like to use freshly grated cheese for this. And then for your biscuits, you want to stretch out your dough. And for each biscuit, you want to rip it in half. So one half will be for the bottom, and one half will be for the top of the sandwich, if that makes any sense. So I'm just putting the sausage, a little bit of egg that I had left over, and then the cheese. And then I'm just wrapping it tightly. These sandwiches always like tend to open on me no matter how hard I wrap it. I mean, you can try using a fork. I haven't tried all that, but I usually just try to wrap it as best as I can. But they always tend to open on me a little bit. So, but it's cool. It still tastes the same. It's just not as pretty as I would want it to be. All right, we're gonna pop that in the oven for about 20 minutes, like maybe like 16 to 20 minutes. And the chicken's already cooked, so, and it's warm, so you don't have to worry about that. And those are the sandwiches. All right, so I have all my meals in total, guys. I ended up making about 35 meals, which will last us about a week and a half. We already ate some, but
So
yeah,
I
so
just wanted to show you guys everything's packed in there really well. I'm gonna put more water bottles on the top, but I just wanted to show you where I'm at so far. There's some ice on the bottom too. And yeah, we'll see how it goes.